Going back to pass on 3rd and 10 Montana. Looks over the left side, caught by Craig on the way to the end zone, and Craig goes in for the score.
Running 26.2 miles, when you can do that, I mean, you feel you can do anything in life. It was like, for me, winning the Super Bowl. You gotta believe in yourself, you know, hard work and never giving up. When you're hungry, hungry's not good enough. You get 3 meals a day when you're hungry, but when you're starving, you know when you're gonna get your meal, and you attack.
Roger Craig was probably the most underrated football player of all time. Here's a guy who could rack up huge yardage totals in any way the team wanted and any way the team needed.
He had good hands, and he can get the ball in the open field and make yards, or he can run the ball out of the backfield. So he was a double threat. And he had the endurance, though. I mean, he really worked hard.
Roger Craig was the first running back in NFL history to rack up 1,000 seasons. That's 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards receiving. Amazing on its own that he was the first guy to do it. Only one other guy has done it since. People forget Roger Craig was the first player to score 3 touchdowns in a single Super Bowl.
He had a heck of an impact as far as just running hard and breaking tackles and the high knees and constant movement.
Came from running high hurdles. I used it as a weapon because I knocked out a lot of people. And a lot of guys, they will not tackle me. They'll hit me high, but they will not hit me low. I catch them right underneath the chin. Lights out, put them to sleep.
Back to back, baby.
How I first started running marathons, the furthest I ever ran was 4 miles. And Dr. Ting took me to this hill as a football player.
Very early in his playing days, the great Walter Payton told Roger Craig the best way to prolong your career is to stay fast and to build endurance. And the best way to do that is to find the steepest hill you can run and run it all the time. You remember, if you're a football player, you think of a long run as 100 yards. So the notion of running a 4.5 mile loop with all this elevation was a real challenge. It was running that hill was your fourth quarter.
At the time, San Francisco PD was doing something with Special Olympics, and they asked me to be a part of their race. It was a 15-mile run. Give me a couple months so I can train. I said, sure. I can remember I finished strong after the race was over. I still had some energy left. I'm like, I bet I can do another 11 more miles. I'm like, I want to do a marathon. I'm gonna do a marathon, you know? And so one of my friends told me about the rock and roll. I'm like, okay, I'll sign up. So I signed up for San Diego. I like the concept, the band's playing, and the community's behind it, and so I'm like, I want to do another one. I signed up for the Arizona one. It was so cool. I'm like, wow, I really want to bring this to the Bay Area. Put San Jose on the map. So that's how I reached out, and they told me I need to talk to the mayor. And so I went to the city council, and Sam Liccardo was on the advisory board of the city council.
Well, I knew about what rock and roll had done with the marathon in San Diego, so I was thrilled to hear they were coming to San Jose. At the time, I was a more avid triathlete and runner. That first year, I know I had to be one of the first guys to sign up. I was just excited to see them arrive in San Jose. Knowing the energy that they bring, just the fun, it's an event that everyone celebrates.
I thought that, it could help change people's lives, like it did me.
Roger Craig is as humble as he can get as a person, and he's always interacting with fellow runners, whether he's doing the 5K the day before or doing the half marathon the next day. So he's just so much involved with the fellow runners to be able to just enjoy the moment that we are accomplishing together.
Past rock and roll marathon in San Jose, a little girl was struggling, so I'm like, wow, what's wrong with, what's going on?
Around like mile 6.5, my legs just started burning, and I was just like, oh my goodness, I can't do 6.5 more miles. And this guy comes up behind me and he's like, come on, like, don't quit, I'll run with you. And I was like, okay. And I'm not from the Bay Area, so I didn't realize that it was Roger Craig.
Her parents was waiting at the finish line, and she really wanted to finish. I said, well, today's gonna be your day. I'm gonna run these last 5 miles with you, and we're gonna finish under 2 hours.
He just was kind of this gift that just, I don't even know how to explain it. And he just really motivational and got me to continue the race when I wanted to quit.
You know, he was a great teammate, great encourager, great motivator, you know, fought to the end.
If you think about these great fabled stars, you know, Montana, Rice, and all these other guys, Roger Craig is kind of the great man of the people.
To be around him and just a motivating factor just because he gets it. He's an inspiration to myself and many others.
He's always got a big smile on his face. You know, you always get a fist bump or high five. He's probably the most positive guy I've ever met.
He's just a wonderful human being who has passion, and he touches everyone's lives. I'm not the only one without medals in this company. There's others here.
I'll be honest with it. I actually beat him every time we run, so just being able to experience something with my dad is our thing, you know? And what matters is family and determination and working hard. And that's what he's instilled in, you know, he has 5 kids, and all of us have that mentality because of him.
I could have given up, and I fought through and I accomplished my goal of finishing this race. Thank you, Roger. You got me through that race. It was a really cool moment, and it's something I'll never forget, just crossing that finish line when I thought I couldn't.
There's always going to be obstacles along the way. It's how you deal with your problems, how you work and stay positive. That's the main thing. You're going to have adversity, but some people deal with adversity different from others. I accept adversity and take it head on. I believe in myself, believe in my dreams. That's the bar that you want to set, you know, in life. You know, you want to be able to do things and then try to achieve them, you know, at a high level, and it'll make you a better person.